Okay guys, welcome back. So I've got another firearm here. It's an older firearm, 22 caliber, and this is coming from a friend of my father's, and my father asked me to do him a favor and clean this rifle for him and dip it. So far on initial inspection, it is fairly dirty. Looks like we've got quite a bit of rust here on the siding here. Oh, sorry. Okay, we've got quite a bit of rust here, and then on the opposite end, we've got quite a bit of rust here on the side. The barrel itself is pretty rusty. We've got quite a bit of rust and corrosion right here. Inside the barrel, I already did take a look inside the barrel itself and try to show you guys, but barrel seems to be somewhat okay. We've got maybe about a grade 4, grade 5. So not in great condition, but certainly it's not too bad. So we're lucky on that side. And then we've got our magazine. Again, still somewhat dirty. Yeah, pretty beat up. Can we see it in the camera? Make sure. Yeah, okay. Take a look inside here. We can see here. Yeah. Okay. All right, so upon initial inspection, it is a spring seems to function okay, but you can still hear it. So there is quite a bit of build-up dirt and grime kind of stuck in there, and we're going to try to get all that out and get it nice and clean. Let's see. Now these were the parts. Usually I get a full rifle, as you guys know. You guys watch my channel, I'm sure you guys already know that I usually get a full rifle and do this. However, for this particular instance, as I said, it was for a favor from my father's friend. I've only gotten these 3 pieces, so this should be relatively pretty easy. We don't have to take anything apart or put anything back together. So let's go ahead and we'll start up our tanks and get them going. Initially, I am gonna get these bad boys and I'm gonna spray them. Okay. The first thing I like to do, I like to spray this M Pro 7 gun cleaner, and that kind of gets in there, and we're gonna use it to kind of break everything up and kind of let this set. We don't need to really scrub it. We're just gonna use it just to kind of get in there and leave it alone and let it kind of set in there and break up a lot of the gunk and some of the rust. And spray it in there. Okay, make sure it gets nice inside the barrel. Okay, and again, we're just using this just to break up some of the main crud and get the main crud kind of off before we dip it. We're just gonna let that set and leave it alone. The next thing I like to do, especially for something that's really dirty, that's caked on there, I like to use some of this bore cleaner, and it kind of foams in there and really gets in there. And you don't need quite a bit. Make sure you guys can see it. Okay, so you just put it in there and sure it's coming out on both sides. Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna let that set in there for right now. Scrub these pieces and get that solvent all over these pieces. Okay. That should be okay. Alright. And then we're gonna come over here to the tanks. And then we're gonna start degassing the tanks. And we're gonna get the tanks nice and ready. We're gonna prep our tanks. So let's see here. We want heat. Definitely want heat. Heat for both of them. Okay, let's go ahead and degas them. So we got our degasser on, and we're gonna degas it for, let's say, let's give it a good, I think that's a little bit too long. 10 minutes is fine. Okay, let's degas this one. Degas both. And then so you guys will have into this and then this got our oil. So let's bring it back over here. Okay, so let's hang that over here. And then so once those are kind of degassed, like I said, about 10 minutes here, just kind of waiting. Then I'll kind of get back to you guys once we actually dip it. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Okay guys, welcome back. So we're just about ready to go ahead and start this dip. So like I said, we're just about ready to start this dip. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and I'm gonna use this bore brush. I'm gonna run it through the bore, just kind of break it up. The solvent has been going through for a while, so it's sitting there, so it should be okay. This stuff should come out fairly easily. Oh, that's yucky. Okay, let's see here. Alright, let's try. Oh, I can't imagine this. It's being very clean. I'm trying to get it to where the camera can see it, but easier said than done, huh? Ooh, okay. Good. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty dirty. Back here. Okay, let's see. See if we can see it in here. Let's see. Not bad. I'm looking at it. I know I couldn't really get the greatest camera angle for you guys, so sorry about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's dip it and let's see what we can get out of here, okay? I'm gonna move the camera here for you guys. So let's see what we got here. Shit. Let's see. We'll angle this camera. So we don't need any of this stuff. We're just gonna dip the entire barrel in there. So we don't need any of these, any of the baskets. I'll go ahead and put these baskets away. We don't need that. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead These are our support straps, and we're gonna put this. We only need 2, so I'm gonna put them here. Let's go a little bit lower here. Okay, one more. That's fine right there. And that guy here. Okay. All right. Make sure you can see that. Okay. Alright, make sure your angles are good. Alright, you can see that, right? Good, perfect. So let's go ahead and dip this barrel in. Alright. Looks like we can raise it up one. And we can raise this guy up one. We don't want to touch him. Okay. So yes, now we've got it fully suspended. And we're going to add some water to it because it's a little on the low side. So we'll go ahead and add some water to it. It's a little bit low, so let's go ahead and add some water. Okay. I did go ahead and solvent already in there. Okay. Should be enough. In case you guys don't know, I use the simple green and I use the extreme, the aircraft cleaner. And this stuff is really great. It doesn't have to be an exact science here, but okay. Let's go ahead and put these. Let's go ahead and throw these other parts in there. Get these other parts dipped in as well. Okay. And we are gonna put it in because it's very, very dirty. We're gonna do a All right, so we're back here, 30 minutes. Most of the rust is kind of gone here, but it looks like we're gonna end up dipping it again. So we'll spray it a little bit, spray some more solution in here. It's not 100% clean, so I'll give it a good little scrub here. But you can see majority of it, the majority of the rust is kind of gone. A lot of the rust has kind of disappeared, as you remember from the last video. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, perfect. So a lot of it's kind of disappearing. So we can go ahead and scrub in here. Get it nice and fucking clean. Scrub that. Yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. A lot of that is nice and clean here. Yeah, most of that's kind of off. So we'll go ahead and run this bore through here. And then we're probably going to end up dipping it again. And I'll come back to you guys after about another 30 minutes. So it should be relatively clean. I think give it another 30 minutes and we should be ready to give it a final clean and give it a nice rinse off, and then dip it in the oil. And then I'll get back to you guys in about 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm back. I just wanted to kind of spray these down again before I dip them again. And they're already pretty wet here. Yeah, I just wanted to use one of these guys. And I'm gonna use this. Give it a little scrub. Help it out. Hope you guys can see that. Yeah. There we go. So, use my handy dandy auto toothbrush, and that really helps. The auto toothbrush. Really kind of gets in there. Cuts down on my work substantially when using this. I really wanted to show you guys how I utilize this. And get in there. Really kind of get in those crevices here. That looks really good there. Okay. Much cleaner. Nice. Okay, getting some of these holes here. There we go. Alright. Yeah, that's looking much better. Let's get some of this leather in here. And we'll actually finally be able to see some of this, some of the leather in here. And I didn't really show you guys this one, but again, this is the magazine tube. It's the outer. Again, not terribly bad, but we're not going to spend too much time on this one. I would like to see the rest of the parts, and really, maybe I'll get the opportunity to get the rest of the gun and really kind of restore it. But yeah, that'll be a whole process to actually restore this firearm. It's gonna be a fun little project, but it would definitely be a project. But yeah, we're talking hours upon hours to restore something like this. But right now we're just giving it a little bit of a clean. Trying to keep it as simple as possible with this. I don't want to go too in depth. I kind of got other projects, but yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and dip it for the third time again, and let's see what it looks like after that. But yeah, for the most part, it looks like we got most of the rust off. We've got most of the rust off. A lot of this black part here that you're seeing here is not, no, sorry, the camera can't see it. A lot of this here is not rust. Let me wipe that down. Looks, at first glance, it kind of looks like rust, but it's not rust. This is like you can see that the rest of the rifle used to all be black, but over time, a lot of that has kind of come off. And this, like this part, this section here, there's no more black paint, so that's completely gone. Again, if we were restoring it, what I would most likely probably do is I would use our I would probably get this entire part, break this down, and probably get it Cerakoted, and then it would look really great. But yeah, at this stage, we pretty much got all the rust off, so I'm just gonna kind of put it in one more time for a final dip. But it looks like all the rust is pretty much off, so you can see it now. I gave it a nice little wipe down. All the rust is pretty much off. We've got no more rust. And we've got no more rust on the inside. The inside looks good. The outside looks good. But yeah, if we really wanted to kind of restore this, not to a collectible, but to a like a working firearm, I would probably recommend that this be Cerakoted. If you're going to be a collector, I would just leave it alone. And see, I didn't even notice that, but let me see here. I'll point to that right now. So you can see right here, we've got pitting right here. We've got a big scratch right in there. And you can see that. That's a pretty big notch right there. Let me see if we can focus in on that. There we go. Yeah, that's a pretty good notch right in there. And I mean, for the most part, this firearm looks okay. But yeah, I would probably recommend we get this thing Cerakoted if we plan on actually like using it and firing it. But yeah, for now, just leave it how it is and take it in for a third dip. Okay, I'll get back to you guys. Okay, welcome back. So we just got done with looks like the third and final solvent dip, and I'm liking the result. It's looking good. Looks clean. I see no rust. I'm not seeing anything. Let's see if we can try to get the camera in on the barrel here. Okay. Yeah, now you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And yeah, that looks great. Okay, so try to get right in there. Yeah, you can see it's nice. Nice and clean. Okay, it's looking good. No issues. Looking nice and clean here. Yeah, I like it. This looks much cleaner. That looks much cleaner. Wow, that looks much cleaner. And this guy, yeah, this much cleaner. Much cleaner. Much cleaner. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and move on to the next stage here. So we're gonna go ahead and rinse it. Let me move the camera over to the rinsing area, and then we can go ahead and do the next stage after that. Okay, so let's see here. So we got the rinse table next. Okay, so I don't need this piece. We don't have any smaller items here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and sit down so you guys can see it. Okay, let's see here. Let's rinse it off. Let's rinse all this. And all we're doing right now is we're just rinsing off the solvent. because there's quite a bit of solvent on here, so we just want to rinse it off and get that solvent off. Now we're just using regular water, but we are using hot water. I want to use hot water because the water that's inside of those cleaners are the same, so I want to try to keep the temperature the same. So we're gonna clean it off. I know what you're thinking, you know, about the water and this, but it's perfectly fine. Using water is fine as long as you plan on thoroughly, you know, lubricating all the parts, which we're gonna do on this next stage here. Okay, so we're gonna clean out the barrel, get the barrel nice and cleaned out here. Okay. Yeah, rinse out that barrel. Get it nice and clean. Okay. And that's already looking wonderful. That is already looking great. Look at that. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, let's go ahead and clean these other parts here. That looks great. And already you can see it's so much cleaner. So we got all the rust off. There's no more rust on these parts. I'm gonna rinse these guys off here. I'm gonna dump this water here. Okay. And again, so we don't want to. I'm sure you guys can still see. Yeah. Good. Nice. Very nice. Okay, that looks great. You can see, so these parts look wonderful now. You can see there's no more rust. We got the rust completely off. There's absolutely no rust on these parts here. Okay, it looks nice and clean. Much cleaner. Okay, so I think we accomplished our mission in terms of getting all the rust off. We have no more rust here, you can see. You can see no rust. So we're okay on this side. Check this side, looks good. No rust on that side. Okay, and then here. Yeah, it looks great. Even it, oh, let's focus. There we go. And the knurled parts there. That looks great. No grinding. So that looks great. Okay. So now we're on the next stage here. We're going to go ahead and dump this water out again. Okay. Out. So we're good on the water. Now what we're going to do, and then it's going to get a little bit loud. So bear with me here. Okay. But then the next step, what we do here is we use compressed air. So open the valve. So we're going to use compressed air, and then we're going to blow out all of the excess water because we want to try to get this completely dry. It's going to be quite loud, so bear with me. And it's going to be even louder when the compressor comes. We're using quite a bit of air. So that's nice and dry here. Okay. Yeah, we don't see any more water in here. That's nice and dry. So I'm going to set this over here on the other table. Okay, and we're going to go on to our next part here. Same process. So that looks good. Looks completely dry here, so we're okay on this side. Okay, that looks good. Alright, and then finally we're gonna move on to the barrel itself. Okay, let's go. Sorry if you guys can't hear me, but so that's looking good. Again, no rust. Still a little dry. Still a little wet. Let's hit this one again. Yeah, so that looks great. Everything looks nice and pretty now. Again, no rust. We've already inspected it. All this looks good. No rust, no water. We blew all the water out. I don't see any more water. I'm checking, I'm looking, trying to see. Nah. Okay, I think we're okay. Now I think we can finally do our oil dip, and I'll show you guys that here in a second. Oh, okay, so welcome back. Now this is our oil bath here. So we're gonna go ahead and take the parts that we've dried, we've cleaned and dried. And you can see right now it looks really dry. You can see all that with the markings and stuff, but pretty soon you're not gonna see any of that after this oil bath. And we're gonna do the oil bath here for probably about a good 30 minutes. We'll do a 30 minute oil bath here. I'm gonna increase that. Which targets specific brain chemicals. If you're struggling with depression or any mental health condition, contact Phoenix Mental Health. Let us help you rise from depression like a phoenix. Got it. Well, that's perfect. Okay, we just gotta adjust that a little bit. Okay, and then we'll get these other pieces here, and we'll throw these guys in there. Looking good. Okay. Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and set the timer for this at 30 minutes. Okay, gents, welcome back. I've had it in there for a little bit over 30 minutes. We're talking about 40 minutes I've had it in here. So we're gonna pull it out now, about ready. After we pull this guy out, let's see what the results are. Should look beautiful. Okay, that's looking great. And you can see, wow, look at that, completely clean. Look at that, beautiful, nice and shiny. No rust, no grime. So smooth, the action is nice and smooth. Beautiful. Okay, that's one piece. Let's try to get all that oil off. Okay, I'm gonna put it down. And the next piece here we've got, let's take a look at that. Again, another beautiful piece. No rust. There's a lot of dirt, but no rust. Okay, so let's get all that oil off as well, off of this piece here. And then the final piece, we're looking at our barrel. And look at that, gorgeous. Ooh, that's hot, hot. Okay, look at that, that's nice. Very nice. Very good. Okay, so let's go ahead and take off get the excess oil off. Okay, move it over here. Put our covers back on. And we're gonna clean it out later today. I'm gonna clean that tank out because it's quite dirty now. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna turn everything off here in a second. Okay, and I'm gonna get back with you guys here. Okay, guys, welcome back. We're here. Everything's looking great. These pieces are all looking good. Okay. Yeah, great. Let me see if I can get a nice close-up for you guys there. Yeah, all these pieces look wonderful. Okay, but they're quite warm. They look great. Okay. So it looks good. These look really good. Nice and clean. Okay. Yeah. So our final step here, we're gonna use this thing called gun oil. And we're gonna go ahead and just give it a nice coat. I'm gonna coat this, coat the barrel here. I'm gonna coat all the parts. Daddy? Okay, and after we coat all the parts, we're gonna spray a little here inside of the barrel itself. Okay, and then we're just gonna kind of leave it alone and let it cool. And as if you heat up metal, obviously the pores kind of open up, and then as it cools down, the pores kind of close in, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. We're waiting for it to cool down so that way the pores kind of retain this surface oil that we put in to really kind of protect that metal. Okay, so I'll give it about 10 to 15 minutes to kind of let it cool down, and then we should be okay to kind of give it a nice little wipe down, and then a final inspection. Okay, guys, welcome back. So we're gonna do a little swab here, and we're gonna clean it off. Over there. Okay, I'm gonna give it a nice little clean here. Do a nice little bore patch, and we'll run it through. we'll give it a nice little inspection. And it should be nice and clean here. All right, and that's kind of what we're looking for. A little bit of residue is okay. Oh, sorry. A little bit of residue is acceptable. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, let's try one more. Okay, that was our initial swab. Again, this is, oops. So we have not done any swabs before this. This is our very first swab. Okay. Let's see how it looks. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So nice and clean. All of that is just kind of leftover oil residue, but that's clean. Okay, so our inner barrel is perfect. Our inner barrel is nice and clean. And maybe I can, oh, almost had it. Oh, beautiful. You can see it. That's a great shot. Okay, so that looks good and I'm satisfied with that. The other pieces look good as well. Yeah, satisfied with that. So let's go ahead and give it a nice little wipe down. And it should be okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Yeah, that looks really good. Alright. Sorry, I got my son here in the background and he's just having the time of his life. Okay, so yeah, those pieces are looking great. And I'll kind of show you guys up close. It'd be great if you guys can rewind or go back a little and see some of the before shots of this piece. You guys can really appreciate some of the hard work involved in cleaning this item. Okay, so yeah, so now actually we've got it nice and scrubbed down. We're making it beautiful now. Okay, so now that's looking great. So again, we are that's looking good. That's looking really good. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I had an Amazon delivery, so now we're back. But yeah, for the most part, this is the kind of finished product. And yeah, I'm satisfied with it. It looks good. Overall, very nice. Well lubricated. Good piece. Okay. Kind of get in here and make sure we've got no dirt, no grime. Completely clean. Clean in here. Do we have anything? Nope, just a little bit of oil. There we go. Yeah, all those pieces here, so we're gonna get it nice. Yeah, look at that. Clean. 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 Yep. Clean. No issue. Okay. Yeah, so we're solid. I'm pretty happy with it. And I'll wrap it up and give it back to the client. And then I'm sure they'll be pleased. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again next time.